Bible preaching is so rare nowadays that you just don't recognize it, honey. That you just don't recognize it when you hear it. So you got a spontaneous reaction against it, because all you've ever heard out of these lying false prophets calling themselves preachers nowadays is kissy-poo, claptrap, syrupy nonsense that take your miserable, loud-mouthed soul straight to hell.
And God hates you. And I mean that in the kindest way.
You know, those old-time Baptists, they didn't even believe in passing collection plates inside the church. Never passed a plate. Let alone ask for money. I don't think you ought to make money off religion. And the exemplar in the scriptures is Simon the sorcerer, who approached Paul and says, I'll give you money if you'll give me this gift of religion you've got. And Paul said, what amounts, in a free translation, you and your money both go to hell. What he said was, thy silver perish with thee, for thou thoughtest that the gift of God could be purchased with money.
I think that they understand what the scripture says, and I think that on purpose they're not telling people what it says because they want the money. They got to have the money.
Robertson got what he calls the 700 Club. All you have to do to join the 700 Club is send money. It don't matter what kind of a filthy lowlife you are. If you send money, you're a member of that club. If you don't send money, it don't matter how holy and righteous and godly you are. You can't belong. So what kind of mess is that? Saying the notion that salvation is anything but free is pernicious. And I don't care how nicely you try to spin it, when you hook up asking for money with the preaching of the gospel, you're conveying the idea that somehow you can buy your way into heaven.
You're preaching lies to these kids.
Does the judge send the criminal or the crime to the penitentiary?
Do they execute the murderer or just the murderer? Does God send the sinner to hell or just his sin to hell and he goes to heaven? It's pure silliness. There's not 1 ounce of Bible for that.
You know, old Graham was on that Larry King show, and somebody asked him, could Jews go to heaven? And he wallowed around there and kind of said yes, for crying out loud.